To the person who forces fear to fail by faithfully forging forward towards financial freedom, welcome to the Purposefully Profitable Podcast, Episode 8. Whether your business is new or existing, micro, meso, macro, or mega, stalled, stagnant, just surviving, or gloriously thriving, the Purposefully Profitable Podcast has a money-making message for you. This is Tips and Techniques Tuesday with your host, the Profitability Professor, Russ Barnes, CEO of Systro, organization strategist for small business, bringing you the principles that will help you progress purposefully towards your profitability and prosperity. Let's get started. Tuesday's tip: ask customers what they want, but listen for what they need. Henry Ford was credited with saying, in regards to the automobile, if the customer had been asked what they wanted, they would have said, a faster horse. Decades later, Steve Jobs was credited with saying, people don't know what they want until you show it to them. While research indicates that these comments, taken as stated, are misrepresentations of what these gentlemen actually intended, there are some lessons here worth noting. Customers often see solutions within a narrow context. When faced with a problem, people will accept the readily available or most apparent solution because their immediate desire is for pain relief. Thinking about different ways to solve a problem that already seems to have an acceptable solution is not an interesting option. How many times have you heard, if it ain't broke, don't fix it? It is the entrepreneur who looks for more effective and enduring outcomes. An entrepreneur sees or seeks the pain within the existing solution and tries to find a way to solve that, and in the process, create an opportunity for income. Remember the point we made in a previous episode. Money accrues to those who create. So how do we apply these ideas to your journey as a business owner trying to become purposefully profitable? First, embrace the fact that value creation begins with customers and their problems, not the product. And recall a few other key points we've made in previous episodes. Business is a value for value exchange. If the value is greater than the price being charged, then a purchase is more likely. People pay primarily for pain relief. This leads us to today's points. 1, the only source of revenue for your company comes from your customers. You can perfect your product, but if the customer doesn't purchase, then you have no possibility of achieving profitability. You can build a great team to include sales, marketing, and production, but if they don't solve a problem, then your revenue will be either small or short-lived. 2, there is no type of knowledge in support of purposeful profitability that is more important than that which describes the solutions for which your customers are willing to pay you. 3, listening to the customer is key. However, expecting the customer to hand you the optimum solution should not be your intent. Your goal in listening to the customer is to understand the problem or have the customer validate a potential solution. It is your experience and intellect that will enable you to create a viable solution. And that is what the customer expects you to do so that they don't have to. 4, encourage the customer to describe the problem and the pain. Probe for the details to make sure you understand very clearly what is causing your customers to suffer, so you can assess what the customers need in terms of solutions that he or she won't appreciate until they see it. 5, don't reject the option of asking the customer what solution might be acceptable, however, because even if these inputs are not viable, they could be the seeds for an innovative solution. If you accept these points, then listen on for the Tuesday technique. Today's technique. Focus groups are an excellent tool for gaining insight from customers. In these sessions, the customer can address the details of the problem and the impact on their lives. Combine this valuable information with other forms of research and don't attempt to use the focus group for design. You can use focus groups to evaluate design solutions at their various stages if you're building a new product. But the focus group is not typically effective for solving complex problems and are usually not used for the purpose of achieving that outcome. To conduct an effective focus group takes planning. It's important to set up the environment, prepare the presentation, and select the right participants. Let me explain. 1. Set up the environment. Have a sense of what you need to know. Are you looking for information to create a new product, information on a particular feature of an existing product, or information on the effectiveness of an innovation? The environment must be set up so that your participants will be in the right frame of mind. Under which conditions will they use the product? Can you do anything to put them in that environment? 2. Prepare the proper presentation to focus attendees on the portions of your problem that require you to receive feedback. Control the range of responses by limiting the amount of information available. Leaving everything open-ended will require a full-blown research project to analyze the data. You just want to know what you need to know. 3. Select the right participants. If you think your product would be perfect for 25 to 35-year-olds, then select 25 to 35-year-olds for your focus group. Don't just take whoever is willing to do it. Offer incentives to get the appropriate people to participate, but be careful not to go overboard. If you offer too much, then participants may feel obligated to give you the answers that they think you want. To reemphasize the main point, it is this. Focus groups can be very effective, and many small business owners overlook the benefit of using them as one tool to help them better serve their customers. But they are a powerful way to get accurate information at a low cost. I do want to caution you. Don't do one focus group and then say, that didn't work. Make the focus group a key component in your purposefully profitable strategy. The first few may fail to provide you with what you need to know, but recognize that failure will be due partly to your inexperience. This is where you gain a significant benefit in terms of personal development, so persevere. Always remember that without the customer, your company will not receive revenue. So find as many ways as possible to stay close. The focus group is only one. In summary, here are 5 key points from today's Tips and Techniques Tuesday. 1. The only source of revenue for your company comes from your customers. 2. There is no type of knowledge in support of purposeful profitability that is more important than that which describes the solutions for which your customers are willing to pay you. 3. Ask customers what they want, but listen for what they need. 4. The focus group can be a tool to capture information on the customer's problem and pain. 5. Use the focus group as a technique to stay close to the customer. This has been another Tips and Techniques Tuesday with your host, the Profitability Professor, Russ Barnes. If you have questions or feedback, please forward them to russ@systro.org. We would love to hear from you. Subscribe to the Purposefully Profitable Podcast today so that you will not miss a single episode, and thank you for listening.